On September 21st, Russian dictator Vladimir Putin announced a partial mobilization.
О проведении в Российской Федерации частичной мобилизации.
After Russia's military failures in Ukraine, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu's plan is to draw 300,000 new soldiers into the army. Russian independent media reported that the Kremlin aims to mobilize 1 or 1.2 million people. Is it realistic, and how will it affect the war? Putin said they would draft only those who have served in the armed forces and have military experience. However, the decree's wording gives a lot of space for Russia to mobilize almost any citizen. The latest news of male students and employees being taken away en masse dashed Putin's claims, proving that the collapse is in fact general and not partial. Hence, Putin's announcement has raised alarm among Russians. Opinion polls have shown that Russians overwhelmingly supported the invasion. However, it's one thing to support a genocidal war sitting on your couch, but are Russians willing to risk their lives for it? It appears that many don't. After the announcement of mobilization, Google searches in Russia exploded with queries like how to flee Russia now and how to break your arm at home to avoid being sent to Ukraine. Russian independent media Meduza published a list of organizations to help men avoid conscription and an instruction on fleeing Russia without a visa. Eventually, many Russians are fleeing the country. With his announcement, Putin contradicted his previous narrative, where he downplayed the invasion of Ukraine as a special military operation that would be carried out by a regular army and wouldn't affect the ordinary Russians. Just 1 week before the mobilization was announced, the Kremlin said it wasn't even considering it. Why would Putin do this? Russia hasn't been succeeding in its invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine's better military tactics and motivation, combined with Western weapons and Russia's poor organization, have led to huge losses on the Russian side. More than 55,000 Russian soldiers have been killed in Ukraine since February 24th, according to the General Staff of Ukraine. The Pentagon says that 80,000 Russian soldiers have been either captured, wounded, or killed since the full-scale invasion began. Meanwhile, Shoigu speaks of fewer than 6,000 Russian soldiers killed in Ukraine. If everything was going so well for the Russian government, why would Putin need to call up 300,000 reservists? Moreover, Putin's decree does not provide for voluntary termination of service during mobilization. To top it all off, it doesn't even specify when the mobilization ends. It means that Russia can draft as many people as it wants for as long as it wants, with no transparency about the process. This is bad news for Russian soldiers who have tasted the reality of war and will not be able to quit, especially for those who are demoralized and want to go home. What does this mean for Ukraine? Hidden mobilization, including the Russian-occupied territories of Ukraine, has been carried out for months, according to Ukraine's intelligence reports. Today, it continues with disproportionate mobilization of the Crimean Tatars on the Russian-occupied peninsula. The community members report massive raids in places of their compact settlement, with men being pulled out of colleges, markets, and homes. The permanent representative of the President of Ukraine in Crimea, Tamila Tasheva, says that Russia wants to destroy Crimean Tatars using mobilization. Calling up people on the occupied territories is against the Geneva Convention and international humanitarian law. Mobilizing additional Russian troops poses an apparent danger to Ukraine. It could mean more military and civilian losses, since Russia continues to target critical infrastructure while torturing and killing civilians in occupied areas. Still, Ukrainian officials and military were clear in their reactions that neither mobilization nor sham referendums will change Ukraine's determination to fight for its territories and its people.